Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here. Who's ready for some money motivation? Who's ready to attack a brand new week with positivity, in the right frame of mind? Hopefully the chance to make some good solid decisions to take us forward and keep us on top of the situation. That's what DOdaily is all about. Of course, whilst it's my personal vlog into what I'm doing, what I like to do is pass on some of that knowledge, experience, one or two bits of advice to encourage you guys to first of all get involved in activity, but also to make positive decisions. I try and be honest and relatable and let you know exactly how I'm feeling. And today for Monday Motivation, I'm going to let you know of a tough decision I've just made. Not something I particularly want to do, but something I think is important to progress going forward. Spoke a lot in recent months about evaluating how far we've come, looking at what we do, whilst it's about sort of planning and preparing and putting actions into place. We also have to monitor where we are, and I've had to do that today, but like I say, I'll come back to that a little bit later. At the moment, I'm just out in Bristol Country Park, an absolutely amazing place, somewhere I absolutely love. I grew up just a few miles away, so it's somewhere I know particularly well. I know just about every path, every twist and turn, and believe me, there's lots of those. It's such a fantastic place to get out. So to make the most of the time, the extra time of the bank holiday, it was important for me to get somewhere I'd enjoy. I've actually just completed a 5k run, and part of the reason I'm doing the video straight after the run is because I want to do it whilst it's all fresh in my mind. I don't want to go home and think, oh no, I changed my mind, I'll press ahead and keep going. That'll all become clear, but I've just done a run, an amazing place to do it. I ran the park run route, which anybody who's ever done that will know how tough it is. A couple of real big hills, but like I say, great to be here making the most of the time. Now I'm getting a few extra steps in. Today is the start of the brand new Wednesday workout challenge, despite the fact it's a Monday. But I'll speak about that in a few minutes as well. But yeah, really enjoy being up here. Whilst it was where I grew up, it's a little bit further now from where I live. So I do get back at any given opportunity, and really make the most of it. Hopefully you've had a cracking weekend. Sorry for the pun. And made the most of the prolonged bank holiday, got in plenty of activity. I have myself, it's been a good one, enjoyed the few extra days off, enjoyed the chance to meet people again. Of course, since last Monday we've been able to do that, meet people in bigger numbers, and a couple of coaching sessions where I got to do it all as one group, which is really important. Whilst we've been working in smaller groups on an individual basis, it was just really important to be together again. It made it feel absolutely fantastic for me. Of course, it saved me a bit of time as well, but it was just great having everybody sort of working off each other and doing so well. So that's been fantastic. But all things considered, whilst I'm quite happy and content, I've got a few things sort of niggling away in the background, a couple of really difficult family situations to deal with, and doing things like this has helped me with those, but it doesn't take it away. Life happens, doesn't it? And that's one thing I kind of realise now. Whatever positivity is out there, and I'm not trying to sort of pour any water on that. Whatever positivity out there, there's always something to sort of creep up on us, and we always think it comes at the worst possible time, and that's not strictly true, is it? Because like I say, life happens, it's not a smooth ride. And when we start understanding that, I think I've done that quite a lot over the past few months, it does actually become a little bit easier, and a little bit easier to accept, whilst certain situations you'll never accept, and particularly when it comes to your family and your loved ones, we have to sort of keep moving forward, keep driving on. Doing DOdaily is a perfect example of that. What it also does is put things into perspective. So whilst I love running, whilst I love the things I do, there's also lots more to sort of consider, at the bigger picture, I guess. But as ever, what I'll do before I get into all that a lot deeper is just let you know what we've got available this week. Of course, after Monday Motivation, hopefully you never miss a Monday and get out for some sort of activity today, whether on your own or with friends. You know, we've got the virtual City Slickers Solidarity Session. Fantastic get together we're looking to build upon. Whilst it was formed to sort of combat lockdown and the fact that we can't meet up in person, you know, what I'm looking to do post lockdown is really take that one forward. What it does is give people the opportunity to do whatever activity they choose, wherever they're from, but to do it at the same time, you know, to be part of a concerted effort, you know, to commit themselves to being part of the Do Running community and looking to really build something. Like I say, you know, just knowing people out there does the trick. I know personally so many have taken so much from it and used it really well. We do that at 6:30 on a Tuesday, like I say. We like to stick on yellow t-shirts wherever we are. I encourage you guys to take pictures, tag us in Tuesday training. You'll see all the links at the end of the video. If you don't do that, that's fine. If you don't get out at 6:30, it's fine. But if you want to feel part of something, if you want to get the absolute most of it, join us for that. And just know you're part of something that's building. You're part of a group that are all out together. It's always better together, we know that. And of course, if you want to be a part of a community, you have to make that kind of commitment. On Wednesday, we've got the Wednesday Workout Challenge. Like I said before, that actually starts today. It's an extension of the Every Steps Count challenge, in which we ask people to do 10,000 steps throughout Lent. What I was hoping to achieve by doing that was create positive change, you know, create habit, so people stop thinking about it. Do you know, and I know personally, I'd not thought about my 10,000 steps until yesterday, incidentally, and that was only because I was busy. Do you know, whilst I got my steps in every day, do you know, it was only until yesterday, it was getting late after having a busy day, that I had to think, oh God, I've got to get out. But I wanted to do that, I wanted to keep it going. So the next challenge, sort of on the back of that, so many completed that so well, by the way. 15 million steps were completed over the 46 days between Shrove Tuesday and Easter yesterday. You know, absolutely brilliant to see, and absolutely brilliant to see so many getting involved in last man standing. So basically what we're looking to do now is everybody still tries to complete the 10,000 steps, but I've created an additional WhatsApp group for people to join, to post in their entries by 8 AM the following day, you know, from the watchers, screenshots, things like that, you know. And if you don't manage to achieve it, you know, we've added the accountability of the fact you'll get removed from the group. And whilst it's definitely not about excluding people, it's about sort of using that accountability of being in the group, people encouraging you, seeing what people are doing. An absolutely fantastic way to stay on top of things. So if you want to be involved in that, please check out the Wednesday Workout Challenge in the closed Do Running Facebook group. It'll be fantastic to have you involved. Of course, you know, we encourage absolutely everybody as well, whether you've been part of this community or not. On Thursday, it's Thursday Thoughts. Your chance to ask me questions. I'll be live answering whatever you've got. You know, it's nothing too much, just bits of information that might be useful to take forward. I've said it a few times in the last couple of weeks. Over the last 6 or 7 years, I've absolutely thrown myself into, first of all, running, but then all-round activity and self-development. So if you've got anything to ask me, I'm quite prepared to answer it. I'm prepared to be honest. Do you know, I always say the most important thing here is being honest and being as relatable as I can. And if I do that, you know, you might just pick something up. And that's exactly how I've sort of developed over time. Used other people's experience, used other people's sort of failures, successes, you know, to sort of take forward what I'm doing. So if you've got anything to ask, please post them in. On any of the comments from the videos or any of the social media, I'll pick those up. And like I say, I'll be live, passing on exactly what I can. Get involved, comment on what I'm doing. Comment on what I'm saying. If you've got anything to add, I'd love to hear that. And also, I'll put that throwback question out there, which is really sort of relevant today, of how you feel the first 3 months of the year has gone. It's always good to reflect and look back on it. So it's important to sort of get a feel for how people are doing. You know, if you need a bit of help, if you're absolutely flying, you know, it'd be great to hear from you. Please post answers to that as well, again, on any of the comments across social media or the video. On Friday, I'll be waking up to walk, just as I am now. You know, I know the importance of it. I know how much the fresh air really works for me. So if you can join me for the second leg of my 100-mile trek across Nottinghamshire. Last week I started at the Robin Hood statue, and I'm following the Robin Hood way for the Wake Up to Walk episode. For the foreseeable future, I managed a couple of miles out to Woolerton Hall, so I'll be continuing that. But what I will be doing is reflecting on the week, you know, trying to sort of come to terms with anything and everything that's going on. And like I said, there is a few things at the moment, but also trying to sort of, like I say, come to terms with it, but with the intention of going into the weekend feeling absolutely fantastic. And it's had a real knack of helping me do that. And then, of course, on Saturday, I throw it all back to you guys with the Saturday selfie. You know, you've got an opportunity to get out there, posting your pictures. I'd love to share them, you know, whether it's action shots, pre-run trepidation, post-race success stories, you know, absolutely anything. I'd love to hear from you. Like I say, with any of that, there's a daily motivation, there's a daily hashtag which we try and use to motivate. So keep posting your pictures in throughout the week across all forms of social media, and I'd love to share them. So guys, getting back to the Monday motivation this week, I mentioned there that I wanted to get straight on today and talk to you after my run. Do you know, last week I mentioned I picked up a little hamstring injury, do you know, and I was considering putting an end to my running streak. Do you know, I've done 152 days now, something I'm incredibly proud of, the longest I've ever done, something I'm reluctant to discontinue, but to be honest, I really have to. Whilst that hamstring injury made me really sort of conscious of the fact I might have to, I probably wasn't in the right place mentally to say, no, I'm stopping. So I gave it a good go last week. Do you know, I really took the pace off it. I took plenty of precautions to make sure I didn't make it any worse. I'm always encouraging people to realise when they need a rest, when they need to take a break from what they're doing. And I was, like I say, I was considering it, but I just took it easy. The hamstring's got no worse. The hamstring's absolutely fine. But over the past week, I've had one or two niggles, you know, particularly in my back and in my hips, you know, and I think it's just time for a rest. On Thursday, I did ask that throwback question about how the year's gone, and for me, it's been absolutely fantastic. One thing I've done, as much as I've encouraged activity, as much as I love running, is I've got that love for running back again. I've got that feeling of really, really enjoying it, rather than it being a job, rather than it being a chore, which it sometimes is. It's never easy. Do you know, I've got that absolute love for it, and when you're feeling it, it's fantastic. You want more of it, and that's where I've been. But after a difficult year last year with illness and injury, I just needed to get that consistency back. So the back end of 2020, do you know, I set out on that streak. Didn't know how many I was going to do, wasn't competing with anyone, just wanted to do 5k a day every day, see how far it went, do you know, in the search of that love I just spoke about. And by the new year, do you know, I'd really found that again, feeling really strong, lost a lot of weight, got all the results I needed to get from it, got that consistency back, do you know, got feeling great about it, feeling great about myself, feeling much more positive again, do you know. So it definitely did the trick. But at this time of reflection, and that's what Lent kind of is, isn't it? You know, that's why I asked that question last week, because we look towards sort of Lent to make positive change, you know. But what I'm trying to do almost is remind you guys that we need to think how far we've come, is it still working, and of course plan something else in. So what I'm going to do is halt the streak, you know, take a few days off, take it easy, give my body a bit of rest, a bit of chance to recover from all these little niggles. You know, I've just done a run there, and if I carry on running like that, I'm quickly going to fall out of love with it. Do you know, it felt really tough. I ran with Kay, of course. It doesn't matter, I'm normally slightly quicker. I couldn't keep up. Do you know, my back was hurting, and whilst it was a tough run, I almost came here to prove whether I could do it. And the evidence is there that right now my body's just slightly giving up on me, but I've got so many big things planned for the end of the year. Do you know, I just need to look at it again. I've realised how much it's worked. I'm not downbeat. Do you know, like I say, last week I wasn't in the place to give up, but I really encourage you guys to look at everything you're doing. Do you know, I've got to set that example myself. So I look back now and I think absolutely fantastic. Got my times down again, something that's not massively important. Got that love back. Do you know, I'm feeling great about doing it. So what I'm going to do going forward is just take like I say, take a few days off, but then I'm going to look at building my distance again. Whilst I've done a lot of 5Ks and got enjoyment from that, the ultimate aim towards the end of the year is to complete the Manchester Marathon. Do you know, and I've just ran in the Manchester Marathon t-shirt. So again, I kind of looked down at that when I wasn't feeling fantastic and thought, that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what your aim is. So when I do get back into it, I'm going to sort of keep doing my walking. Walking's been so important. Walking, lot less stressful on the body. Do you know, keep getting plenty of activity in. But I'm going to not streak so much. I'm going to work on my mileage. Do you know, that's my plan for the next 3 months, I guess. Do you know, the next few months at least, do you know, is to work on building up my mileage, but also giving my body a bit of a rest. Over the first 3 months of the year, I've actually done about 750 miles on my feet. Do you know, I do as much walking as I do running. And I've done that now I've probably walked now for about 200 days in a row, at least a couple of miles. So it's important just to take that rest. And I think that was important to sort of put across, and important to tell you, like I say, whilst I'm doing the video, do you know, I've just finished the run. Do you know, I could easily go home and say, well, no, I feel a bit better now about it and I'll go again tomorrow. But that's not the point, is it? The point is to make good solid decisions that we can use to take forward, that we can share, do you know, to try and get other people making good solid decisions and inspire them to do it properly as well. And all the time I'm looking to sort of develop in this, do what I need to do, you know, keep passing on things that have worked. I've had to be brave enough to admit that I can't keep taking this forward. I could, but then I'd be doing myself a disservice. I'd be doing anybody watching a disservice as well. Do you know, it's important to realise what you need to do. So whilst the last 3 months have been absolutely fantastic, do you know, and whilst I'm going to put in lots of activity this week, do you know, I've just realised that I need to do it slightly different. But what I am doing now is actually looking forward than looking back, and that's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Because that's what we have to do, guys. I mentioned there about life sort of creeping up on us sometimes, and a few things sort of upsetting us, you know, having to deal with family issues, personal issues, you know, niggling things that annoy us. You know, they're always going to be there. So as long as we keep sort of realising how far we've come, you know, but also realising how we can take it forward, will be absolutely fantastic, won't we? We'll get through it. We'll be feeling $1 million about what we're doing, and if we are, you know, that's all we can ask for, isn't it? Do you know, the situation around us goes on, but like I said as well, you know, we've now got the opportunity to do things in not much bigger numbers, but in bigger numbers, do you know. And for me personally, that's definitely been a big, massive tick in the box over the past 7 days, do you know. And in the next 7 days, I'll be looking to do much more of that. I'll be doing plenty of walking. I'll be having a few days off as well around some of my activity coaching sessions, running sessions. I'll be having a few days off. So whatever you're doing, guys, have a brilliant week. Have an absolutely fantastic one. Hopefully I kind of got that message across in the right way. Hopefully it made sense. You know, if you've got anything to say, if you've got any comments to make, please do so below. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear how your weekend's been, what activity you're up to, and do get involved in that challenge. It'll be absolutely fantastic if you do. I can assure you, you won't regret it. until the City Slickers Solidarity session tomorrow at 6:30. Well, until just before that, 6 p.m. I'll be on for a pre-activity brief and to encourage you to be active and be healthy. Just doing it.